Wait,
start the
do
show.
I need another link?
Actually, I posted them, and I will post them again for you.
Yeah, if you can just throw it in the chat so I can get the people on Facebook.
Okay, so they're going to be lumped together, but the one that starts with the HTTP with the YouTube is
So
YouTube.
the one that says YouTube is YouTube?
Yes, and and the one that says plus Google is the Google Plus. Mark.
Mark.
Don,
I'm
Drink.
empty. I'm
Drink.
empty. I can't.
Where's Dylan?
Where's that?
Wait, hold on. Should I DM him?
Yeah, honey, bring me a beer.
Uh,
Oh, honey, I was actually kidding.
oh, you kidding?
drink.
That's now you need that beer.
Wait,
Yeah.
can somebody yell drink? I'm in.
I
Okay.
did. I yelled
Yeah.
drink.
Quick, yell smoke before we go back on the air.
Smoke.
We're live, Mike, already.
Oh, hey!
Damn. Damn.
Don't
Busted.
smoke, kids. It's
My bad.
for you.
Wow, that little yellow triangle, rectangle.
Da,
for the
da,
corner.
da, da.
Shut up.
I wasn't the only one smoking on the break.
Just slap me, Dawn.
Listen, before we get to the first break, and the wheels have already come off this bus. That's hysterical. So hold on a second. Where was we? I was someplace in the news. Well, Holly was talking about the shark
shark.
tracker.
Yes.
Which I still have open. I'm going to be at the shore tomorrow. I'm scared.
Ooh.
I'll
So
be
They're
drunk, so-
everywhere. The sharks are everywhere. Where there's ocean.
No.
Everyone, all of the stoner kids who are watching this right now are like, holy shit, they're everywhere.
I see sharks. They're everywhere. That should be the tagline for like Sharknado.
Yeah.
I see sharks. They're everywhere.
Dude,
I got a
some
shark
guy
in
right
my
now who just put a
pool.
bucket on his head and he's got a mop as a weapon.
Well, shit. No, I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm good.
Dude,
This
did you see
is the
that? There was
only
a shark driving down the road in that Mustang.
They're everywhere. Holly said so.
I went to the movies. There was a shark sitting in front of me.
They don't lie on the radio.
They were at Comic-Con today. I saw pictures. It was
Sharks
awesome.
at Comic-Con. See, they are everywhere.
San Diego Comic-Con.
I went to
Looks
Broadway.
like so much fun.
I went to Broadway. There was sharks on Broadway.
See? New
West Side
York.
Story. There was sharks. There was jets. There was
California.
everything.
They're everywhere.
Poor Lisa.
It's,
She's like,
it's the Texas
what did I
accent
get
that
myself into?
puts fear into
You
everyone.
regret this
thoroughly
yet?
entertained here.
I think we're going to need a bigger radio show.
Actually, I think we actually need to take a break already.
Yes, we do. If we're going to combine this.
Yeah. So here I'm air fisting.
Okay, yeah, but you're the host, so you're the one that's
Oh.
supposed to bring us in and out,
That's
Mike.
right. Thank you for tuning in to episode 70-something of SnarkALec Radio. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Aren't you supposed to tag the station to like the Loud and Loaded channel on the Live 365 network?
Dawn?
Thank you for tuning in to episode 70-something of SnarkALec Radio on the Live 365 Loud and Loaded network. I'm Kelly today. Kelly's not here, so I'm filling in for Kelly, so I'm just going to screw everything up. So anyway, we're taking a break.
Okay.
And we're back! Welcome back to SnarkALec Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station. I'm Kelly/Mike. With us, of course, as always, is Tony Solo. We
Hi,
have
everybody.
Dawn with us. We have Holly with us, and a very special guest, Elisa, who's very scared at this point in the show. And a big-ass spider shirt.
So let's see if we can get this. Bus back on the road.
I I
I
think
was
we left
doing
the road a
news.
long time ago.
We had sharks. We got jets.
I don't even think we got through the news yet.
I know we haven't, and we were trying to get Dawn a drink, but then she told her husband that she didn't want it. This is how we got there. So Dylan knows he's going to be talking about Sharknado on Sunday if he has a good enough Wi-Fi connection at the house. I'm guessing, right, Donnie?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he doesn't, can he just call me and we'll chat about it?
You could.
Sure.
And so we've got on Saturday night a movie that I'm going to miss that you people shouldn't, talking about sharks. Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. That's going to be on Saturday night.
Yay!
And it's starting off Sci-Fi Shark Week. All they're going to do is like Mega Shark movies and Mega movies. It's going to be awesome.
I'm going to be in the hazardous, far-off rainforest of New Jersey, though.
Well, you should look for the Jersey Devil.
See, I don't even know if they get Sci-Fi Channel in New Jersey.
Yeah, we do. We do.
You do?
Yeah, I live in Jersey, Mike. It's not like we're backwards people. Not like people in Texas.
My Lord.
You're right, we have to be PC. It's not like New Jersey's terrible. We're just kidding. We love New Jersey.
Well, think about it. You don't have to pump your own gas here in New Jersey.
Somebody
What?
has to be the hillbillies of the East
Are
Coast.
you kidding me?
Nope,
No, it's
against-
illegal to be self-serve in Jersey.
Mhm.
That's just the way.
And he
Is
means
that,
pump.
are you being serious?
Holly, I never pump my own gas in New Jersey. My wife has
Well-
never put gas in the car.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. We have no full service gas stations in Texas ever at all anymore since like the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You're
that's
not
the
a
way.
real Texan if you can't pump your own gas.
I know.
She's calling you
You're-
out,
you
Holly.
are right, girlfriend.
Dick
You
bite.
are correct.
Yeah.
I pump my own gas like
To tell you the
Watch
truth, I
weed.
prefer it.
Yeah. Me too.
I prefer to pump my own gas.
and
So
wow.
hey,
So many
next
jokes
Wednesday.
I'm not making because it's so early in the
that's
show.
a weird law, Tony.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, it's that's the way it is.
That's
Okay.
why I wasn't even sure if they got Sci-Fi Channel.
I will shut up
Hey,
now.
but
Sorry.
we have Wawa and you don't in Texas. We have Wawa.
Well,
Right.
this is why you had me on the show. Okay.
Yes.
Because I was, drinking.
Because you're ahead of us. You're ahead of the curve. Why, Holly? Next Wednesday, Elisa, if you didn't see Sharknado, doesn't make a difference. Sharknado 2.
Oh,
the big
well,
one,
I
because-
have seen Sharknado.
Okay.
Oh,
Everybody,
Whoa.
So
everybody
you're up at
grandmother's
3 a.m.
And we happen to know the guy who did the casting
We do?
for Sharknado and Sharknado 2. Yeah, Gerald Webb. We do. He was on the show last week.
We do.
And Sharknado will be Sharknado. Gerald Webb will be on again eventually, but he's a cool guy, and
He's a frequent guest. He's actually been on probably as many times as I have.
no, he's been on one less.
Well, yeah.
And to top off next week, next Saturday, are you a fan of Roger Corman, Elisa?
I'm not sure.
Well, he is the man who brought us Sharktopus and Piranaconda.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Which
Okay.
I'm sure we've just named two of your favorite films.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
next Saturday, and we'll talk about it next week briefly. Sharktopus versus Terracuda is premiering on Sci-Fi. So it's Sharktopus coming back, and it's going against a creature that was half pterodactyl and half barracuda.
Oh,
So,
But I'm
that should-
sure you knew
trying
that
to
already.
picture that in my mind, but I don't know.
There are pictures out there now. At this point, we're going to point out that Kelly's not here. He couldn't be here for some personal reasons. And I was hoping to get an email from him. But in lieu of that, I have to find something for Elisa because Kelly has the Piranaconda egg, which is another Corman movie. It was on Sci-Fi.
Wait, he has that egg?
Yeah, he has it, and occasionally he brings it up on the Snark Alec radio show. How often, Dawn? Do you
Never mentioned that when I've been on.
Well, he brings it up every show, and what he usually does is whenever we have a guest, he usually decorates the egg in honor for them. So he sent me an email earlier, and he said that Elisa or Pegs would get her egg, but I didn't receive anything from Kelly. But in a past show, which actually almost a year ago to the day, when Casey and Lizzie was on, he did an egg called, because he takes this egg, it was the actual prop egg from the movie. He won a contest, and they sent it to him. He usually decorates it, and in honor of a guest. And if I can find it,
it is on his Instagram account.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one? Why
Yes,
is
it
there
is.
two new ones? Oh,
He
it is.
sent it to me on Twitter.
Oh, he did send it to you on Twitter. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's just you who's behind.
It was
Tony.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if you can even see the picture.
Dawn,
No, too
you were
much glare.
twice for a minute. That was freaky.
My connection just cut out for some strange reason.
It's okay, but you're still here. We're good.
Yeah, I was able to get back in. So.
Oh, he did. He didn't mention it to me. Could you retweet that? Because last year he did an egg, and I'm actually going to tweet it out. I don't know if it's the same one. If it's the same picture.
I want to see that.
Let's see.
It's the one from last year where he did pegs.
Oh.
And it was actually
There we
a Pelican helicopter.
No, it's not the same one.
It's not the same one. Okay, so you already had one, so now you have two.
You have
I-
two. That's special.
I feel pretty special about 2 eggs.
And
2
he
peg
did
eggs.
stress to tell you that he's sorry he couldn't be here tonight. But Tony, did you tell them what exactly happened to Kelly?
I don't know what happened to Kelly. Why don't you tell us, Mike?
I got a text, as you can clearly read. I'm not making this up. You can see the text very clearly. People who are on the radio, they're all nodding in agreement. Kelly had a flight to catch, and he was going through airport security, and TSA, much like the Pope, listens to our show on a weekly basis. And they recognize Kelly. And if you remember, in the past, Kelly has made some disparaging comments about Betty White.
Okay.
And this did not sit well with this particular TSA agent, so he was randomly selected for additional screening. And the last thing I heard, he was going through a cavity search right now. So.
Oh my lord.
Okay,
Don't
now
fuck with Betty White.
Didn't that happen last week also?
No, last week he was just arrested. But I mean, that's so common, it blurs together after a while.
Okay.
It's blurry.
He's getting some additional screening in the form of cavity searches at the airport right now.
All right, Elisa, when you get a chance, check your Twitter. I just tweeted out last year's egg, and it was Pegs, is what he called it, and it was decorated like the helicopter. The Pelican helicopter that Pegs flew. To rescue everybody. You know that helicopter that Datu barely fixed?
He fixed it.
Barely with duct tape.
Barely.
Nice. Oh, very nice.
So that was last year. So I did not know he sent it to you. I thought he was going to hit me up with a link also, but he didn't. So let me go back over here and take a look to see if there's anything else I missed from the news. Okay, talked about Sharktopus versus Terracuda, Sharknado, blah, 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 blah. So that's it. So
has it ever taken that long to get through the news before?
Lately it has, because we've always been having these, recently we've been having things happen during the news that are really
Oh, you
fun.
did forget one thing. There's going to be a new show coming to Loud and Loaded that Tony named. Tony,
Okay.
why don't you tell them what the name is that you came up with?
Okay, so now we're going to violate some non-FCC regulations. I was at Mike's place last Friday. I was at Mike's place last Friday, and I met Vex and Tony Viejo, that we all know from the Night Train Effect. That show is no more. And so Vex is going to do a show with Tony. They have some really, really good chemistry. They're a little bit off the wall. Vex is an excellent singer in a band, and Mike's going to bring him on the SnarkAlec radio show soon, I hope. So they were talking about, okay, and please, if you see me just keel over and die, I hope that I stop this from happening, but...
No, don't say the original name. That's offensive. Just say the new name that you came up with.
Okay, well, I thought I'd say the original name, because then maybe I would get struck
Oh my
down.
God.
God's Cock. God's Cock was the original name that they were going to choose. And I said, ooh, that might be just a little bit offensive.
I'd like to apologize to everyone on behalf of Loud and Loaded Radio for...
So now, Holly, I hope you realize, Holly, why I was stalling. I really didn't want to say it, and I said it twice. Okay?
Tony, you know what? You're the boss. It's all right.
Cock stars.
Now, what is
Cock
the...
stars. Cock stars.
There you
Cock
go. Okay.
I didn't say it 17 times.
But he was just making sure...
Now you just sound like you have Tourette's.
No. I don't have Rex.
That's going to be our new station bumper, by the way. It's just you screaming the name of it over and over again.
I'm gonna make
Are you
that
bloody for real?
ringtone now. Yeah, that's my new ringtone.
Are you on some kind of hallucinogenic?
Yes. And on that note, we need to take another break.
Yeah, we do. And when we come
Thank
back,
you,
we'll talk
everyone,
about
for
real life.
listening to SnarkAlec Radio on Loud and Loaded on the Live 365 network. And we'll be right back.
We need to take
Hey,
this
everybody, we're back.
Damn it. We can't even talk for
You're mad
1
that we're back?
second.
What were you going to say? Hey, everyone gets to hear it.
Holly, you know there's no such thing as a real break on the show. They're like,
Whatever.
it's not like it's your first time, you know?
I know that, but if you look on the website, it's like twice. Holly's been on twice. That's what it says, I think.
Well,
Somebody
and if
needs to.
Poorly.
Laura Norman needs to fix the report. Okay.
Okay. Well, Laura Norman doesn't have access to the report, and if you look, the last time that that part of the website, which is something that somebody else usually does, it's been a while since.
It's all right. Go for it. Go. Continue.
So anyway, we've got Elisa Elliott with us.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Okay. So, all right, Elisa, tell us everything that happened in the finale, start to finish. Go.
Okay, so, just kidding. I can't tell you guys. It doesn't air till next Tuesday.
Oh,
For
man.
free.
Just
You
all right.
can
Just
get
say
it now
it
for
really,
$5.
like whisper it.
No.
Whisper it just to us.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Act it out. It's great.
Yes.
Outline.
All of your lines,
Panama. Panama.
and then every other character's lines.
Because it'll be great for radio.
Exactly. I can do Riley. I can do some of the other characters. When we're recording, if somebody's not there, I generally read them. So I read Michael and Datu and
Do you do it using their voice?
really, really poorly.
I think that we need to hear that.
Yeah, and what's the Bert? When I try to read Bert, sounds like this.
It doesn't sound like this.
Terrible.
Shirley, we're gonna come back.
I really need to hear your tattoo then.
Okay. Datu sort of talks like this. I have to hear him sometimes to do better.
Whoa.
That's a better Datu than Datu does. Laura.
Well,
That's actually pretty good.
I'm better if I listen and then I can repeat after him. Like, so if I've heard like one of the episodes really, recently, then I can pretty much imitate him in a really sort of bad way, but kind of funny.
I want to go way back if you can remember when you first auditioned.
Mm-hmm.
What part did Casey have you read? Or did he have like everybody read, all the ladies read the same part?
So I read a scene with Datu, actually. But Datu's name wasn't Datu. It was originally another character, the same lines, but a different idea for the character, I think, named Jesus.
That's what Jay said.
Yeah, and so I read that. I read with Jesus, and actually I wasn't able to make it to the audition in person. So my husband read Jesus with me, reading Pegs. It was not good. But I'm glad they chose Jay for Datu because he's so awesome.
He is. So one of the things that I'm going to ask Casey this. Dawn, you keep on bopping in and bopping out. Early on, I think she's dropping her connection for some reason.
My internet just decides it's going to stop working.
Are you having any kind of storms, Dawn?
I don't think so. We shouldn't be having right now.
Well, she's got no control over that.
No, I'm just asking.
No, it's weird. It's just like all of a sudden, it's like it just completely cuts out.
Yeah. No, because I spoke to Dylan for a couple of hours on Sunday, and we didn't have any problems when I was talking to her husband. So, so anyway,
I know you fixed their computer, Tony.
He did. He was fabulous.
You were so awesome.
Anyway, let's get back to Lisa.
Sorry.
Yes, let's do.
Early on, and I don't understand why, and I'm guessing that at the beginning, Casey gave you a rundown of your character and kind of their story arc, but it seemed like some people didn't like you early on for some reason. Yeah. Like everybody kind of ran away from you. Why was that?
Well, I think in general, are you talking about people who are characters on the show, or
the characters, not Elisa.
Yeah. No, I mean fans listening to the characters. But no, but the characters, I do remember people were a little worried because unlike a lot of the other characters with super awesome zombie fighting skills, Pegs really doesn't have any skills except gardening and, floral arranging. So I think that sort of worried some people.
Okay. Vicky Adesso?
Yeah?
Yeah?
How did you get in here?
I just clicked on something.
Okay.
I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to hide and get out of here. How do I get out of here?
You could just close the window that's open, but I didn't make this open.
Too funny.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just
Hey,
gonna
Vicky.
go. Hi.
Wave in.
Well,
Hi.
thanks for coming on.
All right,
Great.
SnarkALec Radio, where just anybody can come on.
That was awesome.
Are you guys on G+? Come on the show. How great would it be if people just randomly popped in tonight?
First surprise guest ever.
Yay, Vicky.
That was so awesome.
That was great.
Oh my God, did that happen?
She should have stayed.
She should have stayed.
I don't think
Should have stayed.
I was like,
The
what the?
gods deemed it possible.
Okay, now all we need is Core and Nemec to come in, and then it'll be a
That would be fucking perfect, Tony.
Oh,
Sorry.
Strong language. Wait, it's late enough. It's almost 10.
show. Yeah, it's almost 10.
Thank you. Okay.
So anyway,
I'm pretty
Alright.
sure I said fuck like 3 minutes into the show. So.
yeah, so did I.
Thank you.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
See, you led the way, Mike. I followed.
And Tony jumped he jumped the shark.
My kids are
Oh,
oblivious, so
So anyway, we were talking about
the youngest
the other
one is
characters.
20.
I can't.
Look at Tony. Look at our boss. We can so take him down, girls. Go for it.
Take him down. You can just join the show. Just go on G+. Come into the show. If you have questions, just come on and ask them live.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
How is Dylan not on this yet? Dylan,
My ribs
stand
hurt
next
from
to
laughing.
All Dylan has to do is sit down next to his wife. That's all he's got to do.
yeah, other people have hacked their way onto the show, but Dylan can't be bothered to walk into frame.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Hey, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, steal his wife's thunder, dude.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Wow.
So, is it time for another break yet, Mike?
Just about. A couple
Everybody
minutes. Do you
breathe.
have a quick question you want to sneak in under the wire?
Well, I was going to try and continue the question that Elisa started to answer before we got invaded by the friggin' Ruskies. Which
That was awesome. How did that even happen?
I
That's
have
so funny.
no idea, because you can't come in unless you're invited, and I
Yes, you can.
apparently either that or she's the best hacker anywhere. And why should you want to hack into
Hacker!
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Tony,
That's
she doesn't know how to turn her phone on.
No, that's
Okay.
Myrna. That's Myrna.
I have a
Okay,
feeling our
never
security is
mind.
not that great.
Flip that.
So,
Okay, sorry. Wow. Sorry.
anyway,
Hey, just continue right where you were.
Elisa, you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
So, we were kind of talking about how some of the other characters were avoiding you.
Yeah.
Early on in like the first season.
Mhm.
And do you know why that was?
Oh yeah, I was thinking it was because they were worried that she had no skills for fighting zombies and that she was scared of guns and that all she could do was arrange flowers. Which really doesn't help you in a zombie apocalypse. They think.
And you wanted to have the garden on the roof, and
Yeah.
and that's providing food, and that's helping, but nobody wanted to even, and like I kind of thought it was because like Pegs was kind of
Whoa.
like bubbly and stuff,
Mhm.
and I don't know if people could handle it or not.
Yeah, I think so. I think she has a sort of more positive outlook on life, even at this point. So, or at that point in the show, and that might have annoyed some characters like Kelly, and some of the other ones. So, so that's probably why, and potentially Lizzie and Riley as well.
Well, I mean, Kelly is one of those characters that, for the most part, everybody hated her early on because she was, for want of a better word, she was a dick.
Wait, are we talking about R. Kelly now?
No, we're not talking about R. Kelly. Any updates, by the way, Mike?
Nothing yet. It just says, "Ow, it hurts." Frowny face emoticon.
Okay.
And actually, I think
whatever.
it is break time.
Okay.
So we're going to take a quick break here on SnarkAlec Radio, episode 70-something, on the
72. B. This is 72.
72B on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station, and we'll be right back.
And we're back.
And welcome back to SnarkAlec
You
Radio.
should have let Holly bring us back, dude.
I'm sorry. All right.
Bring us back, Holly.
Redo. Holly, you bring us back.
And we're back.
Okay, you gotta say the
On
rest.
SnarkAlec Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station. We're here with Tony, Dawn, Holly, anybody else who wants to join in, and of course, Elisa.
Okay, Dawn, what the hell's going on, Dawn? She's gone.
Oh, wait. Where is my camera?
It's
Stop
at the top
that.
of your screen. Okay. And here comes Dawn back in. There's got to be something wrong with her internet. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I'm so sorry that it keeps cutting out. I have
No,
idea what's
that is
going
not
on.
in your control.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Kind of like the outer
Right.
limits. And my camera is retarded. Okay.
So
Camera's drunk.
Hang on. My
Did you say your
camera's
camera's drunk?
stop pouring Crown Royal into that camera, and it won't move. Dawn.
Bam, we're
Yes.
good.
Dawn,
We
while
are
you're here,
good.
Yeah, well, I'm
while
here
you're
before.
here, I'm gonna go ahead. Let it rip for Elisa because I know you've probably got a couple of questions for her.
Well, I don't know if it's mostly questions, but some things I was like thinking about earlier, that when you look at the character development over the course of the series, the character of Peg's probably had the most growth. I mean, you look at, contrast it with Riley. Riley at the very beginning.
Riley, at the very beginning, she was going to say...
So how do you respond to that?
Sure, as time went on.
Okay.
Whereas Peg's just really kind of ended up coming into her own. I mean, I was not the biggest fan of the character for probably the first 2 seasons, but I will definitely say that, especially at the end, and I'm not saying anymore because I've, spoiler stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
one of the things that Pegs did, and it was probably one of the pivotal events in the whole series, was killing Scratch's brother.
Yeah. Yeah, and that actually was probably one of my most favorite scenes to record.
Really?
Yeah, it was, because it was so, it was like the turning point sort of in her life at this, in the tower, and, her sort of becoming a little bit of a badass, which I was really wanting for the character. And you were saying that you had mentioned that you thought Casey might have told us our character arcs. Casey never tells us anything about our characters, or at least he didn't in the first couple seasons. So when we got each episode, it was new to us as the actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I ended up knowing a lot more towards the end because I edit the scripts for the show, so I got to see them in advance. And Casey would tell me about the arc that he wanted to create so that I could make sure I was doing a good job. But up until that point, first 2 seasons, we really found out when, just a month before you guys did.
Yeah, well, that was something I wanted to ask you too, because especially in the last season, you were getting other credits other than being Pegs.
Mm-hmm.
You were doing some of the ads before and after the show and stuff, but then you started popping up. You were doing this, and I was like, wow, like she's spreading out, like doing other stuff. So because in the last season, we really don't get a lot of Pegs.
Yeah, I know. It's very focused on really going after the or going with the army guys and taking down some of the people on the outside. So Pegs is kind of on the inside with the colony, gardening, growing food.
How many times has Pegs come to the rescue? I'm trying to remember.
At least twice.
At least twice. Well, Pegs came. Well, if you count killing Scratch's brother, she stepped up. But flying the helicopter with minimum amount of training the first time.
Yeah.
We had Pegs fly. Was the only other time when you went to the hospital to pick up Lizzie.
Yeah.
So
I flew the helicopter that time, and then Did she fly one other time, or is it just a continuation?
Was she doing the ferrying of the colonists to the various other locations.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but that wasn't really
Yeah, that
not
was
a mission per se, right?
Yeah, that was something that they told us that was happening, but it wasn't like, okay, I'm taking off. See you later, Pegs.
Yeah, that's true.
But a little bit disappointing that we didn't get a lot more Pegs, but, you know, when it comes to the end, and still don't know what the outcome is, but Scratch shows up at Chapter 47, and we all know who she's looking for.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
yeah.
You'll have to see.
Well,
here.
all will be revealed next week, but now if we take a step back and one of the questions that I'm going to ask Casey, and I'm going to ask Blair next week, who is the person that you had the hardest time working with because they just made you laugh all the time?
Oh, made me laugh all the time?
Yeah.
Probably Nate Gies. Nate Gies, who plays Saul. He is such a funny guy. And sometimes just looking at him would make me laugh.
One of the things that Jay said about Nate was that, okay, yeah, whenever he was on set, he was like, he's like Mr. Cool. He was there, you know. It's like,
yeah, he is. He is like that. But then he has such a funny side too. He's such a ham. I love it. He's such a good guy.
I asked Casey last time, and out of all the characters, maybe that you didn't have to necessarily interact with, but that you know of, who was the character you didn't like the most or don't like the most? And I'm going to take Scratch out of that because everybody hates Scratch.
Right. Huh. You know, I think, I mean, it'd have to probably be Stardust. Oh, okay. No. I take that back. Oh, God. What's his name? Grigsby.
Okay.
The one who Michael hits with a shovel. Why am I? Which character is that?
The guy from the colony?
Yeah.
The gatekeeper?
No, not the gatekeeper. You guys know the show better than I do, I'm sure.
Well, because I remember there was the gatekeeper and
No, Bigsby, right? Bigsby.
He was one of the guys there, or was he one of the?
He's one of the ones that he's in all those episodes, and he's just real jerk and sort of entitled.
Was that the dude that was giving you the hard time when you were in the garden?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Now I got you.
Yeah, because he's like not only was he just a bad guy, but he was such a climber in the series. And
well, he was slimy. He was one of those.
Yeah, slimy. That's why I didn't like.
Like the governor.
The governor?
No, he wasn't like the gatekeeper. No. Was more like the governor.
Yeah, the gatekeeper is more like the governor. Okay. Or Durai.
Okay, so then let's see. If the colony was the prison, then the gatekeeper would have been like Rick, but except a really bad Rick, not a good Rick.
Yeah.
Rick or a bad
Rick?
Casey picked after a while Pippin.
Was
Casey's, and had to agree because he was a slime bag that you didn't find out about until a little bit later on. And did Dawn freeze, or is she just standing really still? No, she froze.
She looks awesome.
That's a good freeze face.
Yes.
So.
Good freeze face.
It is. You do have a really bad one, so.
I know. When I do it, it's like my eyes are closed and I'm like got a drink in my hand or something.
Yeah, so Dawn, I know I fixed your computer on Sunday, but you might want to pour a beer into it. Maybe it just needs a drink.
Well, the
computer is fine. It's their connection.
Well, no, here's the weird thing. It's like the Wi-Fi keeps cutting out on the laptop, but on my phone it's fine. So the issue is somewhere within the computer. It keeps dropping the signal.
Gotcha.
Which is
very odd.
Which is very bizarre, and
It's so bizarre.
But 2 beers,
Drink.
I don't care. So.
Okay.
Drink.
So while you have Wi-Fi,
Why I have Wi-Fi?
I love you, Dawn.
I love you too, Howells.
take advantage. Hurry up. You've got about 10 seconds. Ask a question.
Yeah, I got nothing right now.
Okay.
I'm
So,
staring with my little. Like,
why is Michael such a jerk? Do you know?
What?
Huh. Michael's such a jerk. Why is Michael such a jerk? And, you know, since it's not talked about in the series, I probably can't say, but I think it was alluded to maybe by Casey, so you might want to ask him that.
Okay. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and Michael, the character, was very secretive about his past, and maybe he knew Randy way back when, but I mean, there's a lot of questions there. That need to be answered, and one of the things, and the problem with Casey is he told us last time. No, he didn't tell us that. I didn't say that was his problem. That's what Dawn calls Casey. What do you call Casey Whalen there, Dawn? Dawn Snarks on Twitter. He's a what?
He's an asshole.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we got that out. Just wanted to make sure we got that out, because that was not me saying that. He told us that he would give us 80% of the answers, and we would have to fill in the other 20% ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that so far. Way back early on, there was a couple of us, myself and Melissa, who is not here tonight, were caught on to the fact that maybe Saul was immune or had some kind of resistance to the zombies. And we were saying that. And even last year, after season 3, Casey would not confirm or deny that. And well, now it's explicit. They came out and talked about it.
Yeah.
So, and they actually talked it to death before you get to the finale. But still, there's no resolution there. Okay, is it genetic? Even Tanya comes right out and says, "I don't know if it's genetics or if it's this or that, but we don't know."
Yeah, we don't know. Casey hasn't told us.
He also alluded to last year. He said that there was a couple of things that he might do, and now I looked at the website and saw a couple of other things that he was talking about doing, and I don't want to get into those yet because I want to get it straight from Casey what he's going to do. But question for Elisa: are you going to continue to work with Casey in the future?
Oh yeah, I hope so. Casey and I have become such good friends, and through the I think almost 6 years that we've been working on this. So assuming he wants me to be a part of anything he does in the future, I would 100% do it. He's a great guy to work with.
Well, and I wasn't just talking about being a voice artist, but doing some of the other stuff behind the scenes that you've been doing. Has he asked you to do any of that yet, or you cannot confirm or deny at this time?
Oh, I cannot confirm or deny at this time, but I also think that Casey probably needs to take a break, even though he probably won't. After doing this for so many years and it's been such a huge part of his life, he probably needs at least a week off somewhere.
Okay.
Before he starts on to the next project.
So the first scoop, Casey needs a week off, and Elisa cannot confirm or deny whether or not she's going to continue to work with Casey on something in the future, which means yes. That's what I'm taking. 80% of the information, 20% we got to guess. I'm guessing that was a yes, but she's not going to actually say the word yes. But what you can do, Elisa, is you can write the word yes down and then hold it up in front of the camera and not say it, and then that way we'll be able to see it, but it won't get on the radio.
Wait.
So
Wait to do it, though, until after the break, because we have to take a break right now. This is SnarkALEC Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station, and we'll be right back.
And we're back. This is the SnarkALEC Radio Show on Live 365's Loud and Loaded channel. I am Tony Solo. Mike's here, Holly's here, Dawn's here, and our very special guest, Elisa Elliott, who is watching a radio show disintegrate before her eyes. And I hope you're enjoying the ride.
Epically.
I know. Like I was saying, this is so entertaining. I had no idea.
You know, it's like we're just here having fun. It's Tony
like every week.
DM'd me here at work today and asked me to be on the show, and I never hesitated.
It was a last-minute thing, and like a trooper, Holly came through, and the same thing with Dawn. Dawn, I had a little conversation with Dawn about 5 o'clock Eastern time. So,
that was pretty exciting.
Fair enough.
But Lisa, I did have a question for you. I mean, without giving anything away, how your character ended up, how the storylines wrapped up, was that something you were pleased with, that you felt comfortable with, that you felt did the character's justice?
You know, yeah. I think, personally, I think I really liked how it ended up, but I'm curious to see what the fans think, you know, once everybody's heard it, and if everybody's predictions come to fruition. I know that everybody has different predictions about who's going to stay alive and who's going to die, and I wonder, I really am curious to go on the forum and see what people think.
There isn't many people left. And one of the things that we did at the end of last season was we tried to predict, and Kelly's going to win this contest because he predicted everybody was going to die.
Damn.
And if you gave points for every right answer, Kelly's far and away going to win.
Wow.
I didn't think that it was going to come down to as few people as it is characters left. I mean, obviously there's more people than what we see. And how do I ask this without asking you to give out any information that you shouldn't? But based on your path, your character's path through the show, did you think it was going to come down to this, or did you not even care? This number of characters.
You mean like Datu and
Yes.
dying and?
Yeah.
You know, I thought that I thought that all of the characters that have been killed off of the show and died and been turned or eaten, I think I really like that, because that sort of makes it a little more realistic. If everybody's favorite characters all live to the end, that wouldn't be realistic. So I think it kind of has to happen.
Oh no, I thought people were going to die, but
Okay, Alyssa is George R.R. Martin.
No, that would be Casey. She didn't kill anybody off there, Holly. Never.
No,
All
but
Casey
she
felt was
would.
the asshole.
Okay, so why don't we let the cat out of the bag? Because actually, Elisa just admitted that she helped edit some of the scripts. Why, Dawn, do you call Casey a asshole?
Oh, just because he makes us wait.
Yeah.
That's really it. And he's
My
Casey.
God.
Because he makes you wait
Because he makes
till
you wait.
to Monday. Yeah.
Yes. You see, that's a
Well-
horrible thing to do. You have all this wonderful stuff, and then
Uh-huh.
you're selfish and you keep it to yourself, and that's just an asshole thing to do.
That is
It,
the
it is.
game.
It is so true because we started listening
You see?
halfway.
See?
Mm-hmm.
We started listening halfway between Melissa and I, who's not here, and then we got Kelly to start listening. We started listening halfway between halfway into season 2, so we caught up, and then we had to wait, and it was like you had to wait every week, and then you had the 2-week break, and then sometimes there was a holiday, so you had to wait even longer.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And Casey was the king because way back then, if you remember, sometimes he would leave you with a cliffhanger at the beginning of the chapter and may not even go back to that story segment until the next chapter. So you'd be hanging for a month
See?
Yeah.
on.
You see, and that's why.
Yeah.
Just
That's why.
No, I
kill me now.
But I agree. It's more fun to what I call binge listen.
Yes.
That's
That's what I did starting last summer.
What I would do is I'd save it all up, even though I've read the scripts and I know it was going to happen. But I'd save up all the episodes and then listen on like really long drives.
Oh my God,
it's
I've
more
done
fun.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes.
That's how Kelly listened. Kelly binged the first 2 seasons, and he binged the first 2 seasons so he could be caught up when season 3 started, and then he started to wait. And then we told him, you're gonna hate it and it's gonna suck. And he was like, this sucks. So he was like, he got the first had the first chapter in, and then the 2-week wait came, and we were just laughing at him, saying, "We told ya, we told ya."
What's really a shame, though, is that Kelly's going to miss the last episode because I did recently get a text from him, as you can clearly see here.
Okay, and I just want to point out
Yeah,
that
whatever.
Mike is
You're
showing us his
waving
phone.
your phone.
I was showing them the phone, and everyone could clearly read.
Mike!
Kelly's officially being transferred to Guantanamo Bay right now.
He's being transferred to Guantanamo Bay. Why? Because he's
Yes.
a combatant or something.
Because it all stems from his disparaging remarks about Betty White, who is a national treasure.
Mike, he has the egg.
Well, yeah, actually, so if he's going to Guantanamo Bay, who gets the egg? That's the question.
I
Me?
feel like that's something his attorneys are going to have to work out.
Claim.
God.
I claimed it.
Claimed.
Dibs is recognized on a federal
Claimed.
level.
Nope. Dibs have no bearing here. It's all claimed or nothing.
Okay, I'm claiming the
Dawn
Tupperware.
claimed the fucking egg. Sorry, boss.
Thanks, Holly.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's not going to do that
Wow.
pickup without a fight.
Whatever.
So, one of the things that's happened to Lisa is that I'm going to say maybe Casey got a little bit better, but as each season progressed, certain things got a little bit better, like the editing and the sound, and I know near the end he had more resources to work with. But did you see that also as you progressed through the seasons, that there was better editing and more resources to work with?
Absolutely, I think so. I think as a series goes on, it grows and then it peaks, and I think if you go back, or if I go back and listen to my voice acting in the first episode, I sort of cringe and I'm like, oh God. But it's like that with even TV shows too. You watch the pilot episode and it's really raw, and then by the end of the first season it's pretty good, and second season and third season it's sort of peaking. And the shows that sort of go on for like 7, 8, 10 seasons tend to get a little worse. So I think Casey kind of pulled the plug on this and ended the series like right at its peak. So he didn't let it go on too far, even though we'd all like it to go on forever, I'm sure.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Yeah.
I know.
She does not know the Fox network, correct?
I do.
Um,
We're talking
what
about that.
season? And
Wait
you're
for it.
canceled.
Wait for it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Fox tends to pull the plug on things a little
Oh,
bit quickly. But I think American TV needs to go to England and take a lesson from them. A lot of series there go 3 or 4. I mean, Doctor Who is an exception to the rule there. I mean, it's been on since before I was born, but
yeah.
most TV shows 3 or 4 seasons. There's not too many shows there, and it's exactly what Elisa said. They kind of peak. I think a couple of my favorite episodes. Well, I mean, I can tell you what my 2 favorite episodes were. First one probably when Michael is doing the operation on Saul, and Bert tells the story about the horse named Horse and the tuna sandwich. Which that whole episode with Bert telling the story, and in the background you hear Riley and Michael and Angel and everybody that they're doing the operation on Saul with Saul.
Yeah.
Ah!
And that
Oh
was the
my
first.
God.
Yes. Why? What happened? I just said.
all I
Did you
could-
think I hurt myself?
Maybe.
Oh no, I was just trying to sound like Saul
Yeah.
with something in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then the episode where we're both okay, spoilers, people. Lizzie and Datu died in the same episode in season 4, but I like that episode because of the contrast between Lizzie being in the middle of that whole big uprising thing with Kelly and the zombies and the baby coming.
Yeah.
That and the Victor and Michael being with Datu in the arena, back to the arena.
Yeah.
Just look at the flowers.
Yeah, kind of.
Ah!
It was quiet, and it was where I mean we were talking when we spoke to Jay, and where his character basically became a man, where he manned up, was in the arena with Samantha.
Right.
Through that whole experience for his character, and when he dies, he's back in the arena, and he is, he basically is at peace with himself at that point. But it was amazing the way the episode jumped from quiet to madness to quiet to madness, and then the end, which was, if you had to pick an episode though, and it didn't have to be an episode with pegs.
Yeah.
But do you have one where you thought either yourself or other people did some of their best work?
Yeah, I actually that would be the episode that I loved, how like the fading heartbeat of Datu sort of transformed into like the heartbeat of the baby and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was so cool, and the music in those episodes are really good. So I think that's one of my favorite episodes as well. And then of course I really liked, like I said, I liked when Pegs finally like has to use a gun, and the tower comes down and she gets to do all the voiceover in that scene too. That was really cool. Plus this doesn't, not listening to the episode, but the episode where we were in the water, when we actually filmed it in a tank.
Did you really?
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wait. Hold on. This is
Michael and I got in the Foley voiceover recording room in our studio. There's like this big sort of marble thing that they can fill up with water, and we got in it in our bathing suits and filmed the water, and recorded the water scene. So it was real splashing.
That was when you were out with Kelly, and you found the colony, and you went out to the boat, and okay, cool.
So that was pretty unique and awesome to record.
Yeah. So it wasn't like they added that in later. It was all live.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought that in season 3, when all hell broke loose and everybody was coming back to the army base, when Datu was with Hope, when the nuke was going off, but that there was a series of very well done episodes there. So I don't want to say, hey, there was one really good episode and everything else was okay. No, there was a lot of good episodes and We Were Alive. I pointed out my couple of favorites, but in season 3, everything going on around, because there was a lot of action going on in almost every episode. It was nonstop. We had the zombies, we had the helicopters, what was going on over here, what was going on over there. So really cool, but I think we have to take a break, and I'm going to check the Q&A to see if, and I haven't, I'm sorry people, if anybody's got questions for Elisa, just retweet them at me, because I haven't been looking at Twitter. So this is the SnarkALEC Radio Show on Live 365's Loud and Loaded channel. We'll come right back, and we're going to finish up and get some couple more questions in, so hurry up. We'll be right back. And we're back. Hey, we're back. This is the SnarkALEC Radio Show on Live 365's Loud and Loaded channel. I'm Tony. Mike's here. Kelly's not. Holly's here. Dawn's here. Elisa Elliott, Pegs from We're Alive. Thank you very much for coming on the show. And we've got some more questions for you, I think, from people that I haven't seen. So I know Laura Norman is a big fan, and Laura, if you tweeted any questions at me and I didn't see them, I'm sorry, but I haven't been looking at Twitter because there's just been, I mean, it's been mad tonight.
It's been ridiculous.
We've been hacked. Elise is dropping out. What else is happening?
Kelly's ordeal that he's been going through. The last thing that I got, I asked him about the egg, and he said there are ways to smuggle things into prison. So, I don't know what that means. You guys can, let your imaginations run wild.
One time I saw this lady, and they caught this on store video. She was wearing a skirt that went down to her ankles, and she had this harness strapped to her legs. This lady put a 19-inch TV on the floor and walked out with it between her legs under this skirt. Serious. She had a 19-inch. This is back in the day when a 19-inch TV was a big TV. I'm not talking about a flat panel. I'm talking about like one of those Zeniths. I mean, if you ever heard of a Zenith TV, it's really, really old, almost as old as Mike, and so it's the egg isn't that big. The egg is maybe about the size of 2 bottles of Poland spring water. So I'm sure he can mule something like that, because there are rumors that Kelly's been muling other things across the border for a while.
Those are unsubstantiated
and not confirmed. I know.
Yeah, we would not like to confirm or deny that here on the show. Kelly will be back, and he can, handle those questions on his own time, based on the advice of his counsel.
Right. At least I was thinking that I one of the other growth parts I really enjoyed at Pegs was at Fort Irwin, when she had the opportunity to go to Boulder, and and said, you know what? Well, then I don't. If you're not willing to make the sacrifice, then I'm not either. I thought it was a huge step for her to say, you know what? I've got this guy, and we have a thing, but you know what? I'm okay on my own, and if you can't man up to it.
Yeah, I really like that moment too, because it shows that she's not just a pushover. Right. She's not just gonna go against her morals and what she believes in just because she likes a guy, But and I really like the scene when I think this season when they get back to the colony and the first time she sees Michael, and she has to and she's still mad at him, and she has to tell him she had another boyfriend back there, and I don't know. That was an interesting side of her that we hadn't seen before too. I like
not to jump right back into it, but it's like, you know what? How about just some coffee first? That point. I was like, oh my God, yay, Pegs, you grew up.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Totally, she did. She did.
One of my favorite Datu moments was at Fort Irwin when you first get there, and Datu's looking for someone to bunk with, and Michael chooses you, Pegs, rather than him, and he says, "Okay, it's because she puts out." I see where this is going, but then he also has to throw in, you would have gotten lucky tonight, Michael. I'm just saying, you know, and he walks away, which is probably, I mean, Datu's had a couple of funny, but that was probably one of his funniest moments because it came out of like you weren't expecting. He's like, you would have got lucky tonight, Michael. I'm just saying, you know, and
yeah, that was funny.
It was. I mean, there's been a lot of funny things that have happened. You know, some of the back and forth between some of the characters, which is really. I mean, I think everybody universally loved the soldiers and their back and forth between each other. Saul and Victor, Nate Gies, and Otto Stirk. I don't know how well they get on in real life, but I mean the two characters definitely have a chemistry where it sounds like they genuinely like each other, so they do work well together. I mean, is that something? Am I wrong, or are they just really good actors?
I think it's both. I think it probably started that they're both really, really good actors, and then I think as the series goes on, where we spend so much time with everybody that we become really good friends, and then it's genuine.
Yeah, because one of their best I mean, and they have a lot, but at one point, Victor thinks that Saul can hotwire the car, and he doesn't know how to do it, and Saul thinks that Victor can hotwire the car, and they're like, "Well, you're a Mexican, like you should be able to
where in reality it was Angel who could do it all along.
Yeah. But it was just one of those things. But it was one of those things that it was like it sounds almost borderline wrong for Casey to actually even put that in the script. But I mean, when you have a couple of guys that are friends, they would mess around with each other just that way, you know. But that's some of the brilliance of Casey's writing. I just think he needs a shave. I haven't seen him recently, but one of the pictures that he tweeted out not too long ago about his new office was he looked like one of the guys from Duck Dynasty, and I tweeted to him as much.
That beard was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he was making up for lack up here, and he was just overcompensating. But then again,
well, did you guys tune into the live show at all? Did you stream the live show?
No, did not stream the live show only because I would have been just pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you would have seen what happened to the beard.
Oh, what happened to the beard? Let us know, because we'll see it next week anyway.
Yeah. So, at intermission in the live show, Casey shaved his beard and dressed up or had his face painted like ink.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Oh,
I think there are pictures of it on the Facebook page.
Oh, I saw somebody like with the ink makeup on, but that was Casey?
That's Casey. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was pretty ridiculous. It was pretty funny.
Did y'all know he was going to do that?
He donated his beard to Locks of Love. It got so long.
Wow.
When he shaved it up.
Wow. Okay.
My daughters have done that. You've got to have a significant amount of hair before they'll take it. And both my daughters had 12 inches cut off, and they still got hair down to their ass. So.
Wow. That's long hair.
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
No.
But seriously, I mean, that's phenomenal. I've got to look at those pictures. I can't wait for next week. So anyway, can you tell us anything about Casey's Lorna Doone obsession?
Casey's what?
Lorna Doone obsession. Do you know about his Lorna Doone obsession?
I don't.
No.
I actually don't know about it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm sorry I'm letting the cat out of the bag, but I'm going to find out next week because actually last year when Casey and Blair were on the show, he was looking for a mic splitter in his bag, and when he was searching for it because Blair was going to join us, he came out with some Lorna Doones, and Blair was like, "Oh, you found your Lorna Doones," and he's like, "Yeah, I found them." She's like, "Well, how long have they been in there? Are they stale?" "Yeah, they're stale." So it was a whole thing that went on. It was hysterical. So I've been spreading a rumor that Casey has a Lorna Doone obsession, and I'm hoping that Nabisco is going to, sponsor the SnarkALec radio show soon. So we'll see. And so far, it's not working out too good. People at Nabisco better call me soon because, hey, we're running out of spots.
I know.
So let me hit the Q&A because if there's no questions, we're going to let Elisa go because she's got 2 babies. I have 2 babies. Mike's got no babies. Holly's got 2 old babies. And Dawn's got 2 sleeping babies and a husband to take care of. So, going once. Let me hit the Q&A.
Lee just said that she is, hang on, she's the new adoption counselor at the Humane Society in Florida.
Oh, cool. So she got a job. Yay for her.
Yay, Lee.
So congratulations. Let's see. Before we really wrap up, Elisa, is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't hit? Do you have anything that you're working on that you wanted to let us know? Is there anything that you wanted to tell us? Like, because, you can tell us stuff. Like, maybe like, oh, I hope they asked me about this. Go ahead, Fish.
No. I always wonder, as the actor behind Pegs, if people can separate it out and know, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, Pegs, she just frustrates me so much, but as the actor, I'm like, it's not me, I don't write it. Well, I edit it.
I will tell you that there were some ladies, and I'm not going to mention any names, none of them are present, that thought Pegs was a little whiny. And I always thought that Datu was a little whiny for a guy. And so I have 2 daughters and a wife, so I'm used to ladies whining around me, and I can kind of tune it out, so I never thought of Pegs being overly whiny or underly whining. It's just what I'm used to. But feedback that you heard, which is another valid question, some feedback that you may have heard about Pegs. And am I freezing now?
Yeah. Oh.
No, I'm still here. I mean, I don't care if I'm frozen. If you can hear me, that's fine.
Oh, I hear you. So, the feedback I always got is that Pegs is a little frustrating. She, didn't want to shoot the gun even though it's a zombie apocalypse and you kind of need to know how to shoot a gun, and she kind of is always chipper and positive and concerned about sort of everyday things like relationships and that kind of thing. But that to me is why I like Pegs, because not everybody who survives can be like a ninja, and have a katana or know how to shoot a bow and arrow expertly or be a military person. So I think it sort of grounded the series a little bit to have some really just normal people in the cast, and that's why I like Pegs, and that's why I hope everybody else does too.
Yeah, I agree, because looking back over the course of the series, and when Tony was saying, "Oh, we have some people here who weren't that fond of her," yeah, okay, I'll own it. That was me with the whininess, but I owned. See, I told Casey to his email he was an asshole, and so I can tell Elisa that I thought Pegs was whiny.
Yeah,
but looking at over the course of the series, it's who was actually the strongest, and then like you pointed out, you need that grounding in reality.
Yeah.
Say, okay, this is what we are fighting for to get back to this point.
I totally agree with you.
Well, Dawn, I'll agree with you 100% too, because who actually broke down in the end? Riley had a breakdown.
I know. Go for it. Hey, give me a hug.
I'll give you a hug.
I said the camera was drunk, but I'm not sure I was right about that. Somebody else.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this right now. Okay. So, yeah, I kind of muted Holly. No, Holly, you're muted. I muted you, Holly. You can unmute yourself. But Riley's had a breakdown.
I feel like this show has had a breakdown.
The wheels on the bus just fell right off.
Fell right off.
Riley's had a breakdown. Bert to a small extent. Michael, Datu, Saul for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Who has not had a breakdown? I mean, Pegs, not really. I mean, she's had some bad moments, but I don't think she's actually had a breakdown like some of the other main characters. So, what Dawn said is absolutely true. That who has been one of the strongest characters, definitely Pegs. But I think if you watch The Walking Dead or if you listen to We're Alive, just because the world has come to an end and life as you know it should change doesn't mean you stop living. And I don't think Pegs has stopped living. Yeah. So that might be another way of looking at it. Just because it's the end of the world, it's not, and it's the end of life as we know it. Maybe there's a better way of saying it, but you don't stop living.
I totally agree.
And surviving is not living; it's surviving. There's a difference between surviving and living.
Yeah.
So I am going to take one more look around. Mike, did you have anything to add or subtract from this mess that has been SnarkALecs72b?
No, I think we really hit a lot. It's going to be a new show coming next week. What was the name of that again, Tony?
The name of the new show is going to be Cockstars, but we're not going to actually
Thank you again for that, Tony.
Yeah. I'll say it as many times as you want. I'll put it actually on a shirt, but I will get a star and I'll put a rooster in front of it.
Which is the actual logo of the show.
Well, you want to know something? My brilliance. Now, if I had...
your filthy minds went somewhere else with that.
Yes, it would be a rooster in front of a star, and we would call it the Cockstars, which is a play on the word rock stars because Vex is in a band.
Yes.
That would be awesome if we could get that done. So when is Vex coming on the show, Mikey?
Hopefully soon.
Okay. So before we thank Elisa for coming on the show, I want to remind everybody that next week we're going to have Casey Whalen. He promised to bring Blair on. Jay Oligario is coming back. Don't forget to check out Bring Out Your Geek. That's Gene's show. Nurture and Support's coming out on Monday. Dylan Knows is on Sunday. Check out our website. And everybody, please thank Elisa for coming on the radio show with us. Congratulate her on having 2 babies at the same time. 2. Okay, most people have 1. She had 2. Some people have 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. She had 2 at the same time. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay, so congratulations again. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me on the show. It was really fun. Very entertaining. Way more entertaining than I thought. Okay. Watching you guys.
Yeah, so if I say, hey, would you like to come on again? Would that be a sincere yes, or would you say, fuck these people?
Oh, absolutely. No, you mean like going, yes. Yes. No.
Yes, exactly. Yes, the shaking the head left to right while saying yes, not the yes with the nod.
Yeah, no, I would definitely love to come back on the show if y'all have me.
Oh, we'll definitely have you back on. So if anything changes, anything happens, if you're working on anything and you want to let people know, let us know. And we will interrogate Casey next week, and we'll find out if he's going to keep you gainfully employed so you can keep those babies fed.
That would be awesome. Tell him I would love that.
Okay. We will. We will tell him, Casey, give Lisa a job now. And with that, we're going to say goodnight to everybody. So goodnight. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Good night.